Hey, commissioners. Let's get all our commissioners up. In the county and in the city. Sally. She's our commissioner. This is Commissioner Minor.
Mask on or mask off?
I think we can be off because we're outside.
Because we're outside.
No open. No French kissing. What? Okay, let's get going. I'm going to say something, Dan's going to say something, and you're going to say something, and then we're going to close it up.
I've been dying to get out there now. We're pushing here, so this is
Hey, you don't need to talk a lot, but you should. But that way you can hear about it. The main thing is, okay. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
All right, I'm coming. Little ducklings, let's go.
Our picture together was getting pretty good.
Where's Aspen? Where's Madam Mayor?
All right, we're melting.
Climate is an issue for climate.
Veronica,
Climate is an issue.
next time put us in the shade and them in the sun. You got it?
You're the
All right. I'm kidding. I'm Dan Gelber, and are we ready? I'm Dan Gelber, and it is my privilege to be the mayor of this great city. We got a lot of people up here today. I want to first, our city manager, Lena Hudak, Mark Samuel, and our commissioners Heyman and Higgins from the county. We've got Michael Gongora, commissioner. We've got Commissioner Steinberg, and in a moment, and we of course have our wonderful mayor, Danielle Levine Cava. Mayor Suarez is out of town, but he does have a video that he's put out because what we're announcing today is something that wasn't one person or two people. It was really a team effort. And let me just give you a little bit of background. About maybe 6 months ago, a couple of our residents, Howard Draft and Jordy Levy, were having lunch with me, just coffee, and they said, you know, we know about the Aspen Institute. We've lived in Aspen. We've gone to the Ideas Fest. And it doesn't make any sense that you haven't asked the Aspen Institute to do something in our city. And I thought that, you know, sometimes it's good to listen to your residents. So we reached out to the Aspen Institute and said, would you be interested in doing something in our city? It also happened, by the way, that in the 1990s, I was in a basketball game when I was living in Washington, D.C., and my wife introduced me to a group of gentlemen who played basketball, which is my recreation of choice. It was a basketball game literally of all Rhodes Scholars. And those of you that know me know I am not a Rhodes Scholar. Fortunately, they played like Rhodes Scholars. But one of them was Dan Porterfield, who is a Rhodes Scholar, as Elliot Gearson, who's here, also is. A lot of those folks end up at the Aspen Institute. And we became friends, so it was a very easy call to make. So they responded to us and said, we are very interested in this. And then immediately, lots of Zooms, lots of meetings. In fact, site visits happened where they came down here. And the best in our community came up and they showed them around. They showed them what we're about. And the Aspen Institute decided that what they wanted to do in our city is they wanted to create a global climate conference, really that's almost unprecedented, of the whole world focusing on climate action. So after innumerable meetings, after innumerable discussions, we have we are proud to announce today that in the first week of March of next year, our community is going to be the center of climate action in the world for a week. We are going to host academics, world leaders, municipal leaders. Mayor Suarez, who's the head of the League of the Conference of Mayors, is going to have their leadership meeting here at the same time so they can participate. We're going to have youth and students. We're going to have arts and culture, and I want to thank some of the people who helped. For instance, the first guy at the table was Amelia and Gloria Estefan. They wanted to be very part of it because they thought culture should be part of this festival and part of this event. We had folks, Dr. Padron wanted to make sure that education was part of it. So the best in our community showed up at different times to talk to the Aspen team to make sure that they understood what we could offer. And the way this is going to work is that Aspen, most of you probably know what they do, but essentially they are sort of the premier problem solver in the world. They create large events, they create small events, they create all sorts of programs and initiatives. They allow people to think, they give them a platform to confer and to come up with the ideas that really make a difference in society, create a just society, create a better society. And the idea that every year in our city, and that's the expectation, that we will be hosting, climate action conference here with all those things in play is really something quite incredible. There are a lot of folks here today. I'm not going to go all of them. I know the Everglades Foundation is here. It's nice to see my friend Eric. The Clio Institute is here. Of course, a lot of what we're going to happening here is going to be at the New World. It's going to be the center of a lot of the activity. Howard Herring, I thank you for all of your help in this. We've been meeting with everybody, but we now want to announce to our community and to the world that this is happening, and it's going to be really something incredible, not just because it allows our community, which, by the way, is on the forefront of this great challenge, but it's the perfect place because we also happen to be the greatest hospitality center in the world to talk about these issues in a way that brings all the parties to the table so that we can really engineer and help and promote true change in solving what has to be the greatest challenge of our world. So with that, I'd like to invite my old friend who likes to pass more than he likes to shoot, which is what I look for in a teammate, Dan Porterfield, CEO of the Aspen Institute.
Thank you, Mayor Gelber. He's modest, of course. He shoots, but he does pass. He's been the point guard of this effort in bringing together, bringing together all these different players and resources. And I'm very proud to be here representing the Aspen Institute, and some of my colleagues who are working on this event who are here with me today include Kitty Boone, who created and oversees the Aspen Ideas Festival, and also Nikki Devine, who leads some of our youth-focused work in our Aspen Energy and Environment program, has got a great program that's going to be a part of what we're doing. And Greg Gershuni, who's the director of our Energy and Environment program, which does all kinds of work on climate change, on resilience, on energy policy, bringing together players from the private sector, from government, from grassroots communities. Really an exciting way of working. And Elliot Gerson, who's our executive vice president and who leads our policy and our public programs. And this group represents the leadership team that's partnering with the whole community, led by Point Guard Gelber. And it's really cool to be here. It's important, and this is the right place for obviously the right issue at the right time. And our convening will be called Aspen Ideas Climate. And it's the signature new convening that we will inaugurate this March, and which we then intend to continue to hold here year after year in order to build dialogue, solutions, and momentum. And we really need momentum in driving change in how we deal with the climate crisis. And besides the fact that Miami Beach is an amazing convening community with a great heart and spirit, a place people get excited to come to. There's like 25 times, 30 times as many people come here as live here. There's so many reasons to come to Miami Beach. But it's a great city and a great community. The greater Miami-Dade area is an amazingly important part of America. It's the center of America in so many ways, with so many cultures and enterprises converging and working together. An incredible civic spirit. We love that about it. And as a coastal city, it is both exemplary because it's taking on climate issues, but it's also representative because, in fact, every single coastal city on the planet Earth is under siege right now. As the waters rise, as the temperatures go up, as the coral reefs start to wither away, as animal life in all of its many forms, cries out for help. And speaking of crying out for help, nothing more important that we organize ourselves to help our young people in every community that have a seat at the table, have a voice for the future, and have the young actually believe that we who are older can put our minds and hearts together to actually solve these problems and not just talk about them and lament about them and later tell the kids, we're so sorry, we failed you. That's not going to cut it. And Aspen Ideas Climate is about changing that reality and thereby changing that narrative, and that narrative is one of everybody working together. And it's what the Aspen Institute specializes in. We're a global organization. We work on all kinds of issues, from education to health policy, to inequity in income, to the racial wealth gap, course to the climate crisis. And all these issues actually come together. They're not siloed issues where you can deal with the climate crisis and later say, oh, we'll get back to the needs of marginalized communities. Oh, we'll figure out schools later. It all comes together through this extraordinary, historic, terrible crisis that the world faces. But if our message is simply everything's going to hell, we're going to make people feel that much more angry, cynical, and disempowered. So it's got to be about solutions. We actually still have time. And if we remember that, we still have time. We cannot allow ourselves to go to pessimism and depression here. We have to understand that working together with the best ideas, all communities at the table, in a signature global city that matters to a resonating set of stakeholders all around the world. The whole world sends people here. We can actually come up with the best solutions and drive positive change. That's what we're about at the Aspen Institute, and we're really excited to be able to create this global event with you together, learn the first year from doing it, and make the next successive years not just about the convening, but about the results that we've tried to catalyze through bringing people together. This will be an inclusive and unique and very equitable summit. I can't wait to the next stage of the planning where we draw on even more members of this broader community. I hope that you all will, as media, stay involved and attend everything so that we can use this opportunity to bring people together in a spirit of positive change, inclusive and collaborative, to go out and send a message well beyond this community that it's time for action. Thank you very much, Mayor Gelber.
Thank you. All right. I really should not let Rhodes Scholars speak after me. It's never a good idea. Well, you know, our view is that we are the perfect place. We're sort of the canvas, and the Aspen Institute, they know what to put on the canvas. But frankly, they wouldn't be coming here if we didn't let them know that we really wanted them here, and that we were prepared to make this what they believe it should be and what we believe it should be. And I want to thank Mayor Suarez. When they came down, he met with them, as did our next speaker, Mayor Levine Cava, to let them know that this is something our city, and I appreciate all my colleagues here, our county, and in fact, really all of the South Florida community is very excited about. So with that, I'd like to bring in my friend and somebody who's been thinking about this issue for decades, Mayor Daniela Levine Cava.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you very much, Mayor Gelber, for that kind introduction. And I recall over meatballs at Carbone's that we clinched the deal. So Dan and I go back many, many years together working on these issues of our environment, and I think that it is only fitting and proper that this first Aspen's Idea Festival that focuses on climate should take place in this beautiful, beautiful community, this beautiful setting. And right here in Soundscape Park, how lovely is this? Emblematic of all that Miami Beach has to offer. So we have many, many wonderful guests. They've been recognized by our mayor, by Dan 1 and 2, our Aspen Institute President CEO Dan Porterfield. Note they're both very tall. And the whole team behind this effort at Aspen. And I completely agree with Dan Gelber. It's not just Rhodes Scholars, it's, although they're great, it's definitely about bringing people together who are innovative, creative, to solve world's biggest problems. And you know, we offer up Miami Beach and all of Miami-Dade County because we know that our challenges are also our greatest strengths. We know that we can solve these difficult problems right here, show the world how it's done, and we can thrive because leaders tell the truth, but they also create hope. And that's what we're doing right here in Miami-Dade County in partnership with Aspen. We are climate change ground zero. We've known that for a long time, but we are also the hub of innovation. And we are an entrepreneur's paradise. We're a world-class tech innovator. We're an international culture creativity hub, and we are the gateways to the Americas for trade, finance, and logistics. So we've got it all, and we're going to solve these really challenging problems right here. So in order to meet the existential threat of climate change, we're channeling our community's innovation prowess into this comprehensive climate action strategy, which we recently launched right here in Miami-Dade County, how we're going to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, create new jobs, improve our health and make life better, cleaner air, cleaner water, and land plus new jobs in this low carbon economy will show the world and also save our businesses and our residents money and raise our quality of life. We're also partnering with the City of Miami Beach on our Resilient 305 initiative, and Miami Beach has been right at the forefront of all of these bold strategies. So this was a grassroots effort to address sea level rise through intergovernmental and community collaboration. So thank you so much, Miami Beach, all the residents who are out there every day making sure that we take good care and are stewards of our environment. So thank you and congratulations to the Aspen Institute for taking this step, the inevitable, and choosing Miami Beach as the location for this big rollout. It really could not have been any other way. But most of all, we are very thrilled that CEO Dan Porterfield and Director Nikki Davini will be bringing with them more than 100 young people who are meeting together for the first time, and they'll be developing climate solutions. And of course, the future is theirs, and we are here to support them and help them all along the way. They're building vital social networks to address these issues and bring their ideas into reality. We want to strengthen their voices. We want to be sure that they're heard, and especially in places that have historically excluded young people's voices. Youth are clearly the driving force. We've seen that in recent years to allow us to overcome these incredible challenges. And next week, Friday, September 24th, we're going to see that full force with Code Red Day. It's International Code Red Day. Let's all wear red to recognize the fact that while there's still time, there's not very much time. And we really need to be in Code Red together across the globe, advocating for a more resilient and socially just future. And thank you to our young people for making it so. So future climate leaders will be able to draw inspiration from the fact that Miami Beach was the very first of our county's 34 cities to declare a climate emergency back in October 2019. Let's give it up for Miami Beach. And for everyone who will be attending these great events in March, which will be all of us, plus thousands of our best friends, these exciting discussions will ignite our imaginations. The roundtables will pull out all kinds of incredible ideas, and there'll be beautiful cultural events to experience firsthand as well, a la the Stefan's inspiration. So this will not just be an event for young people, it will be an event for all of us, for policymakers, scientific experts, business leaders, innovators, artists, and even educators and financiers. So we're going to have opportunities for everyone to contribute. So we're going to go on resilient point of interest tours. We're going to see how we're doing our world-renowned adaptation action strategies with rising seas and increasing temperatures. By the way, we have the first ever heat officer right here in Miami-Dade County. Yay. We're going to look at Sunset Harbor, where historic and dramatic work was done to raise roads and walkways, and lush tree canopy at the Miami Beach Convention Center so people can take shade coverage and beat the heat. So in closing, I want to thank everyone from Aspen, CEO Porterfield, Director Davini, Mayor Gelber, and our colleagues on the City Commission and County Commission, and Mayor Suarez, for bringing us Aspen Ideas Climate. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and to the two Dans, working together, we know that portends a great future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Look, this isn't a small ball goal. This is going to be a big deal. We want to be in the center of climate action in this first week in March, and Aspen doesn't do anything in a small and insubstantial way. So we are looking forward to being partners in this. It's really very exciting. I do want to quickly thank Michelle Berger, my Chief of Staff, who basically did everything. And by the way, there's so many people who helped. I didn't talk about the Knight Foundation, Perez, and all the folks that have met, all the different museums, because although, and this is important, I think, to the media, although we sort of are organizing it as the organizing agent, much the way Art Basel grew to be a county-wide event, I am 100% believing that the footprint of this conference, this festival, this entire moment, frankly, because it is going to be a moment, is going to be the entire county. A lot of the museums are very excited about art. There's a lot of interest in music as well. So that while we're doing important work of finding solutions, we are also convening in a way that makes it easy to get along and to really see the brilliance of all elements of our culture. So with that, we'll take a couple questions because we purposely decided we wanted to do this in the scorching hot sun to make the point that we have to do something about climate. In fact, we are staying here until the Aspen Institute solves this thing. Are there any quick questions? We'll take one or two. Okay, seeing that there are none, thank you all for coming out. We'll be around to ask questions. We'll be here all week. Okay.